Good morning and welcome to Fitness Friday. It has been my distinct privilege over the last year or so to see many of you members in here at Paseo Fitness and all over the property exercising. And I have to particularly salute you who are in here not just doing cardio, not just doing resistance training, that is weightlifting, but doing both. Because that's a wonderful thing for anybody to take part in, and it is a great way to round out a complete exercise program. But it does bring up the question, and I get this a lot. If I'm going to do cardio, and I'm going to do weightlifting, in what order should I do them? Would it pay me in terms of making the most efficient use of time to do one before the other, or vice versa? And let's get into that. If you're going to do both, and you're doing this for the purpose of fat loss, because so many people are, yes, I want to tone and tighten, but I have some pounds to lose, so that's what I'm really interested in. That's, most people can be described that way. It would be vitally important for you to do the weightlifting first. Now, the reason for that is pretty simple. Our body is burning one of two types of fuel all the time. You're either burning glycogen, which is that ready to go. Typically, you're burning off the last thing you just ate. That's what our body's ready to go. If there's glycogen available, which if you've eaten in the last 10 or 12 hours, the likelihood is you have some glycogen available, then your body will burn that first. It won't burn fat, all right? And so what happens is if you get on the stair climber, it's going to take, or the treadmill or the recumbent bicycle, in other words, if you do your cardio first, it's going to take you 30 minutes to burn the glycogen out of your system before your body's even going to burn fat. And so you'd be far better served to just say, the heck with that. I'm going to do the resistance training portion of my workout first, use that to burn the glycogen out. And then when you go over there to get on the treadmill or the recumbent bicycle or whatever, the very instant you begin, from that point forward, you're burning straight fat. And so remember, it's not how many hours you put in, it's instead what you put into those hours. And so let me say that again succinctly. If you're going to do both cardio and resistance, and you're anything like a beginner or intermediate level, it's important that you do the resistance training first, and then move on to cardio. For that, you'll receive the best fat loss benefits. Now, there is a next step, and that next step is for somebody who's prepared their body with rigorous exercise over the years, or at least semi-rigorous, vigorous, and that is to do them together. And we call that high intensity interval training. So that you, for instance, an example of this might be, say you're going to do some dumbbell exercise. You're going to work on your arms and shoulders. And the way you'll do that is you'll do some arm curls, overhead presses. They call those swimmer's curls. That's a wonderful exercise, and soon your arms and your shoulders will wear out. And someone working with high intensity interval training would then move on to, say, for instance, jump rope. And while those arms and shoulders are resting, now they're going to work their heart until they've reached the level at which they're ready for their heart to be given a break. And then at that point, it'll go back to the arms and shoulders and move in between the two for maybe 4 or 6 or 8 minutes. And that's a wonderful way, but that is for the more advanced athlete and someone who's trying to take it to that next level, because you're just trying to get high performance out of yourself, and you're not working the heart just to lose weight, but rather to strengthen the heart. And that's a wonderful way to do that. But no matter what you do, I do want to remind you that it's very important that you warm up. And a warm-up can be done on a treadmill. Don't confuse that for cardio. If you get on the treadmill, no matter what, do 5 minutes before you do anything. Don't count that as your cardio training. That's just very simply a warm-up. What you're doing is you're preparing your body for exercise, and you can do it more safely and efficiently and injury-free on the long term. And so let me say it all again. If you're doing resistance and cardio training together, do the resistance. That is the weightlifting first. Burn the glycogen out, so when you get on your cardio equipment, you're already in fat-burning mode. If you want to take it up another notch, then do the high-intensity interval training. That is working between cardio and resistance and back and forth, and doing it for 4 and 6 and 8 minutes at a time before moving on to another sequence of them. I want to thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure, and I'll see you next week.